Okay, you guys, so Cardi B is getting a lot of backlash from the black community after she announced her new hair care line called Grow Good, which is supposed to drop on April 15th. Now, a lot of people were saying, how is this Latina woman gonna try to come out with products for our hair? Now, I'm talking about the black community. So you know she was getting dragged online, but this is the thing that some people don't realize about Cardi B. Cardi B does have our hair. She has very kinky, coily hair, and even though she's Dominican, her hair texture identifies more with the black community. And that's because Dominicans usually have ancestry that's tied to Europeans, Africans, and Native Caribbeans. And sometimes that African ancestry will pop up, like with Cardi B having hair just like us. But Cardi B was very much pissed off that people were kind of showing her to the side because they felt like she can't relate to the black struggle that we have with keeping our hair healthy. And she ended up taking to her IG Live to go on a rant to really clear the air, letting people know that she had struggled with her hair texture all her life and they cannot tell her about her struggle. I want you guys to take a listen and let me know, will you be getting this hair care line? Now, I will say Cardi B gave a chef's kiss with those prices, very much affordable, and she could have charged so much more and still been able to probably sell very well, but I love how she's trying to make this affordable for everybody. But I want you guys to take a listen to her live. Let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
I'm doing this live for one thing and one thing only, because I'm about to tell you bitches some shit for real. Like, so my hair care line is coming out, right? And I'm seeing a lot of debates about a lot of you mad. And one thing I'm not gonna let you do, because this is something that I struggle my whole life, and I don't even want to get emotional talking about this, but it's like, it's something that is real, and it's something that is like, it's my story, and I have to talk about it. Like, one thing about you bitches, you are not gonna tell me about the pain that I put for my hair. You are not gonna be here sitting up talking, telling me like, why are we buying her hairline? It's not for this, it's not for that, it's not for this. First of all, let me tell you something. When I was a little girl, one of my biggest insecurities was my hair. And one thing that I always tell myself, the insecurity that I have from having my hair, I'm gonna make sure that if my daughter have my hair texture, I would never let her feel that. Because growing up, I had so much insecurities because of my hair. And it's the honest truth. Especially when you come from a family that is like, it has so many different hair textures. And especially growing up, like, the Disney princesses, they have hair to their feet. You see my shit. My most viral picture of me when I'm a little girl, when I'm like this, you see my hair crunched up, fucked up. I had a hair growth sprout when I was like 9 years old. That's when I could finally feel like my hair getting kind of long. My whole life, when I was a little girl, that was one of my biggest insecurities, my hair. Because when I wet my hair don't get no curly. When I was a little girl, I felt like no matter how much I condition my hair, no matter how thin, when I wet my hair, condition it, in 40 minutes, my hair was crunchy as shit. That's how I felt. Being a little girl and you telling your mom, I want to go to school with a ponytail. What ponytail? You're doing 8 little ponytails in your hair because that's what you need to do. If I'm walking around school with a jean jacket and 8 little buns on my hair to have my hair growing. So you're not gonna tell me about the pain that I put in my to grow. You're not gonna tell me. You're not gonna tell me about my hair. You're not gonna tell me how happy I was when I had to tell my mom to perm my hair when I was 8 years old. Because guess what? I was getting Dominican blowouts, and guess what? In 3 hours, that shit was sweated out and napped out. I used to slap gel on my hair. Mind you, back in the days when I was younger, it was no edge control. I put gel on my hair. Next thing you know, that shit is crinkled down. I'm trying to put my hair to the side. I'm trying to do a little side swoop. That shit's crinkled down, crinkled. And I could show you pictures when I was a little girl. Being a little girl, you'll see my high school graduation picture. Barely have hair chopped up. So you're just not gonna sit here and tell me about my hair journey and what I had to do to make my hair become healthy so I could grow healthy hair. You just not gonna tell me. Especially you seen the kids that I'm raising. My kids don't got that mixed hair. My kids ain't got that. But guess who's keeping my daughter's hair? My daughter's and my son's hair healthy? Me. So you ain't gonna tell me like, oh, she of course her hair grow because she's a Latina. When you think Latinos got hair like Mexicans and all nice and so, that's not how it works. So you ain't gonna tell me the pain that I put for my tresses to be healthy and long. You ain't gonna tell me about my pain when I was growing up. How I felt. Some bitches will put their hair up in a bun and they be out the door. I used to be aggravated every single day doing my hair. That's why I was like, box braid my shit. When I was in high school, box braid my shit. Sometimes I had to spend 4 months to get my hair box braid because I couldn't even afford it. But that was the easiest me because I was tired. My bitch barely had hair. And you bitches gonna think you gonna tell me about the struggle that I had with my own hair. This ain't no nap competition. This ain't no who got the worst hair. You ain't gonna tell me about my shit. Now, let me tell you something else. This hair product, it took 3 years to develop. And I got it all recorded. It took me 3 years to develop this. So we could all have some good hair. So our shit could grow good. And not only just grow good, to keep it moisturized. Bitches out here trying to have a nap competition with me. How you gonna tell me? How you gonna tell me about my own shit? How you gonna tell me about my own? I'm going to kindergarten with my hair done, my hair not done because I'm crying, and my mom can't do four ponytails on me because I'm crying. I don't want to get your hair done, go to school. And my hair fucked up and make fun of my hair. I got my cousins, my Dominican cousins, my fucking bitches, my other cousins on my mom's side with the good hair, making fun of my shit because they got some good hair and I don't. And you gonna try to sit here and tell me about my struggle? Who the fuck you think you want to tell me about my hair struggle? Now you wanna have a nap competition? How you gonna tell me? That got proof my shit was fucked up. I got proof. I came out my mom with my hair, bitch, barely growing. I had my hair growth sprout at 9 years old. That's when my shit was looking lengthy. And guess what? And out of nowhere, it stopped growing. Then it stopped growing again when I was like 13. And you gonna tell me about my? How you gonna tell me about my? Why you think you don't ever see me in the pool with my real hair? I'm scared to fuck myself. After all the pain I put, after all them onions that I put in my head, after all them avocados and them eggs I put in my head, I'm scared to fuck it up. So you ain't gonna tell me about my hair struggles, my insecurities that I had growing up. You're not gonna tell me. Went to the Dominican salon, that wasn't enough for me. I was like, all right, now you need to take me to Harlem. Still, that was my struggles growing up. You're not gonna tell me about my struggles. You're not gonna tell me about my hair pain. So I was gonna tell you about yourself. You ain't went through that. You ain't went through that. I got proof. I got pictures. Fuck is you telling me? You ain't telling me. And then you see my kids' hair texture. You had a crackhead telling me that my daughter hair is bald. You had a bald crackhead telling my daughter bald. What else you think is taking my daughter hair? You bitches never satisfied. It took me 3 years to do this hairline, so we could all have some good shit. Cause one thing for sure, two things for certain, if my hairline ain't good, you gonna be talking shit about it. So I made sure that shit's good. I made sure my shit's research. I made sure I put good money on the research on my product. Not only do I have recipes from my grandmother's kitchen, I have people from Korea putting that new technology on my so we can all have some good hair. So you're not gonna tell me about my struggles. You ain't gonna tell me about my kitchen. Bitches always wanna tell somebody about these. All them tears I cried when I was a little girl because my hair was barely up to my shoulders. Cause you gonna tell me that it wasn't when I got millions of pictures. Cause you gonna tell me how I used to feel. Oh, but you Spanish. You need to Google how Latinos look. Cause in your mind, I think that everybody looks Mexican, and it's not like that. Plus, I came from the Dominican Republic. We are the most different type of motherfucking races in one fucking country. Bitches they gonna tell me about my hair. You gonna tell me about my hair? How you gonna tell me? How you gonna tell me that I cried them tears? Cause my shit was chopped up, bitch. From a little girl, I'm asking my mama, why my hair ain't growing? Why my hair ain't growing? And another thing, I want to tell y'all this to y'all women that got daughters and all that stuff, blah blah blah. Don't ever rush your kid hair not growing, because your kid will eventually have a hair growth sprout. Like my hair growth sprout started when I was like 9 years old, when my shit started like it's growing and stuff. Like all you need to worry about is having your kid hair moisturized and healthy and not breaking. That is the most important shit.